post the pictures on the social media. So our VPN will put a big smile on your face and hide your. Please reach out to him to hide. Then going forward, we will also make sure that let us not chit chat during the meeting. When the speaker is speaking, let us give him full respect and listen to them. And what will you do when they finish speaking? Show me some energy, give me some clap. Hand over president to do the opening and then thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Evening. Hi. A lot of new faces and of course familiar faces. And I would like to announce this open. The club coach who will give us a briefing and would you please welcome Iron Paul? Woo-hoo!
Home audience is there in persons. We see in the camera when we talk.
Anyone who is new to Toastmasters. Do you know what is international? It's a non-profit organization. Everybody's off.
I mean, because of the camera. Yeah, that would be the first.
It's a non-profit organization that builds confidence and also public speaking. How does this come about? First of all, there are a worldwide house that meet in person or online. And what do they do during the meetings? Members prepare and give speeches. They respond to impromptu questions. Also, they will give and speak. So how many clubs are there in this worldwide? Actually, there are 148,000 members in 47 countries and in 140. So why do we have all this connection? First of all, we want to learn how to speak and to connect with each other. And how will this Toastmasters teach us? It will give you limitless potential. Is it? Can you hear me? All right. So with this, in this very supportive environment, people learn from each other, and then we grow, and we enhance our confidence, increasing our skills, and also
yes, okay. Okay, thank you very much.
1 minute. There's a housekeeping. They cannot hear us. Can you guys hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you now, and I could hear Irene better, but then there's still like silences in between, so it's not 100%.
Okay, 1 minute. Can you speak something? Because my voice is very loud as it is.
Hi, Joy.
Yeah, now I
Peter.
can, yeah, I can hear you.
All right, okay,
So
that's good.
everyone is requested because they need to, the camera, the mic is far away, and we are just in process of learning to set up this hybrid. Please be very quiet when the speaker is. If anyone wants to send any problem, send message on the group and we will be checking. So any problem, we will be addressing that. Thank you, Choi, for sending us a message.
All right, thank you, Bharat, and thank you, Irene. Now, we have a lot of things to go through tonight, exciting things, and so we better get this meeting on the road. To do that and help us to do just that, I would like to introduce our Toastmaster of the evening. He is the Achievers President. He is twice co-host at the District 89 conference. Will you please put your hands together to Jordan Mulo? Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, Madam President.
You're welcome.
Has it ever happened in your life that you come across a situation that is completely different than what you expected before? You know, the theme of the meeting really spoke into me. Opportunities are not created, are not given. You just create them. How is that important? 2 years ago, when I arrived here, I arrived in a new position in a French bank. The position was exactly the same, but I had absolutely no support. Now I just moved into a new job. It's exactly the kind of team I like, but the position is completely different. Yet one constant. Should I pursue it or not? I do think, my friends, that there is no right moment to start. Being ready is a choice. So what I want you tonight is that even if you're not ready, even if you stumble on your words, just give your best and try to be the best version of yourself, because there is no right moment to start, only today, no matter which circumstances you are in. And in order to begin, I want to introduce on stage a multiple district champion, world semi-finalist, also an illustrious singer. Please, welcome on stage, Miss Vanessa Lee.
Thank you. I'm the January evaluator tonight. Does everyone know what the January evaluator does? Well, everyone has been one. Let's explore the road. I love how Toastmasters put a lot of emphasis on evaluation. And the system, the meeting, makes sure that everyone gets some kind of feedback. Isn't that great? And 2/3 of the feedback will be positive. So that is what I'm going to do tonight. And everything about the meeting concerns me. The January evaluator is supposed to give an evaluation to everything, whether it started on time, whether the positioning is good. See, I want to stand here so that I don't block the flag. And if I may invite my other person who has the same name, she's Vanessa Lam, if you may sit over there so that the speaker later would have more room to move around. And I only have 10 minutes later for my report. Help me here. Do you know how many persons, how many people, how many rows I have to comment on? If you have been a general evaluator, you would know, right? I'm supposed to comment on everything, remember? Even the history, the historian, Irene, the club president's opening remarks. And it's such an ambitious program tonight. There's induction, there's history, there's table topics, prepare speech, workshop, general evaluation. Are we going to be able to cover all that? Maybe not. So I'm going to say I may not have enough time to comment on everybody. But if you want, can come to me afterwards, and I will pick the important parts to give in my report. And I've just been given a very important task to introduce our other facilitators, whom I have not had the pleasure of knowing. So maybe we could ask Timer. Nithya, you are online, right? That is Nithya there. Yes, please raise your hand so that, yeah, beautiful lady there. So she's going to be the timer and she'll introduce the timing rules. Please.
Okay. Hi everyone. So this is the first time I'm joining. Let me introduce the timing rules. Okay. Greetings, Mr. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, I'll follow the time based on the schedule, the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I also alert the speakers of the time they have left with the green card, and I'll show in my screen yellow and red to just to alert the timings. So for tabletop speakers, should limit the remarks with less than 2 minutes. So I'll start with the 1 minute with the green card and 1 minute 30 seconds with the yellow card, and 2 minutes while closing will be I'll raise the red color card on the screen. And for the speeches, 4 to 6 minutes in the length of time. 4 minutes will be in the green color, and 5 minutes I'll raise yellow, and 6 minutes in the red card. For the evaluation and other speeches, for the other speeches, 5 to 7 minutes length. 5 minutes will be in green, and 6 minutes will be in yellow, and 7 minutes in the red. For individual evaluations, usually between 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes for green, and 2 minutes 30 seconds I'll raise yellow, and 3 minutes red card. Thank you,
Thank you, Nithya.
Toastmasters team.
The next person would be the art counter, Ida Lee.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Adeli. My role tonight is art counter. I will count the unnecessary sound and filler words from all speakers. And at the end, those sound like a, such kind of thing, and some repeat words like no, okay, all these things. So you must be alert to make out some kind of sound or words. And I will give you the report at the last part of the meeting. Thank you.
Finally, a minute for our grammarian Manju.
Hi, my name is Manju. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. My role as a grammarian is to observe the good and the not so effective usage of languages and recommend it at the end of the meeting. I will also be recording the good phrases and word of the day. We have a word of the day. Persevere. The word of the day is persevere. I hope we can put the meaning. Persevere is to persist on achieving something. That is my understanding of the definition. So I request everyone to use the word of the day in your speeches. I'll be recording the word usage and provide it to you at the end of the meeting. Back to you.
Thank you. And the session goes back to John.
Now, it's time for the prepared speeches section. The first speaker, Josh, I asked her how she would like to be introduced. And to that, she replied, nothing. So the title of her speech is quite premonitory. It's Embracing Unexpected. She will present the PATH Visionary Communication Project, Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. Her evaluator will be T.M. Choi, all the way from Rotterdam. Blanche, Please, stage.
Thank you, Jordan. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. To my evaluator, I just want to remind that my title is supposed to be embracing unexpected gift. There's a gift on the last, but sorry for the wrong step. Embracing unexpected gift. I was amazed. There's a lot of new faces tonight. My fellow Toastmasters and guests, can you imagine when you're a kid, what is the most precious gift you receive on your birthday? I think it will pop up in your mind. Maybe,
Diamond ring.
wow.
Maybe
Maybe
A video game.
when you're a child, even a simple gift, you are always excited. But of course, because it's your birthday, you might be expecting maybe new bike, new game, or princess doll. It was a summer when I was 10 years old. My grandmother is always visiting us. And then I was so excited because I expect she will give me a nice toys. But you know what? I received a box. This box is quite small. So I'm thinking, what's inside? The previous year, she will give me some simple thing. It's just some tiny, cute, small, like slam book. And then the other one, she just gave me a simple cooking toys, but it's not really the big one as people expected. So on my birthday, when my grandmother came over, I opened the box. Oh wow, what is this? I was amazed, like when I opened the box. It's just a small crumpled tissue. And when I open it, I see it's just a stone, a tiny stone. It was so shiny. And I said, oh wow, grandma, thank you. As a kid, supposed to be you will cry. But at that moment, because I used my grandma always creating something different. And my parents was amazed. What's that? But my grandma answered me. Do you know what is it? It's a simple stone. But you know that stone lived on the earth for many years. Maybe people don't notice it, but the simple stone is a symbol of you. It's part of the world. Maybe it came from the river, came from the sea, but it's just there. But because my grandma think differently, she said, keep it. Because once you see it, you will remember me. So as the years pass by, you know, how many of you always think that, you know, you love your grandma or something like that? Even if it's a simple stone, you keep it. It will just, I bring it anywhere. And every time I see it, I always remember my grandma. Because she said, this stone is a simple stone, but this stone will live for many years. So this stone reminds me of myself. Being a person of being in vulnerable moments or some kind of, you know, downtime in your life, like you feel sad. I always look at the stone and see how my grandma take it as important as me. So looking forward, my grandma is already 92 years old. But this stone is still with me. And every time I video call on her, I just show the stone. Grandma, look at what you gave when I was just a kid. So this stone, I know many people don't think it's a simple stone, but the value of it is worth, like, it's really worth. Because my grandma now, she's already, it's not Alzheimer, but she forgot everything. Now she go back to her life. She even talked about her younger years. For example, one time she said, "Oh, for example, where is Roberto? Why he's gone? But you know who she's looking for? He's already dead for 20 years. So it's like how, or sometimes she woke up like, oh, do I need to go to the market? So although the stone is still there, my grandma is already lost, but the stone is still there, and the value of stone always reflecting me. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you for sharing. I always love surprises. Thanks for this unexpected speech. 1 minute of silence. If you want to give your feedback to Blanche, please use the sheets here. I can provide it to you.
Feedback.
Sure.
Can I ask why you don't have an evaluator, but there's floor evaluation instead of?
Usually that's
Or was the evaluator, he had to cancel his program. So you can have solitary evaluation, whichever.
Or invite somebody now. Go ahead, please.
Gordon, G has a suggestion if someone is available to be the evaluator.
It's a little bit let's
Just 15 seconds if anyone wanted to evaluate me.
I think it's pretty full. Okay.
Okay.
Everyone has a role.
Okay, no.
Well, speaker is full of energy. How are you doing? I see a lot of tired faces. How was the day? Okay, still with me? Good. Our next speaker is Bharat. Always economical when it comes to words, and I asked him to describe himself. He told me that through quiet perseverance, our next speaker has learned that even the loneliest hello can become a beacon, guiding the way to true friendship. He has chosen to have a flow evaluation, and he has the energy to match that. He will present the Pathway Presentation Mastery Level 2 for the project Understanding Your Leadership Style. All right, floor is yours.
Have you ever felt lonely? Especially in a crowded room, on a dining table, on the big stage? I have been there. And it's not a good place to be. Fellow Toastmasters, we all have our own aura, our hello, but it is dimmed if we do not feel wanted. One fine day, few years back, it was my birthday. I was living alone. My parents had passed away. My brother was in a college. Somehow nobody remembered. I was feeling sad. Just picked up my car keys and drove for miles and miles, wondering why I'm on this earth. The most unwanted person. Once I stopped at a place. I really was in a heartbroken state. But cheerful me always has the perseverance to strike back. Lonely? Oh, who says I'm lonely? I have me. I can talk to me. And I started the music and drove back very happy. And you know what? The minute I landed at my home, I saw a familiar car parked outside. My friend Deepak was crouching on the steering wheel, waiting for me. He remembered. He took me out to the best restaurant in the town. I remember it was in Chanakyapuri. Not many would know, but one of the best Japanese restaurants. I'm sure he must have paid a lot. But then I was not eating. I could not taste the food. I was on cloud 9. The angel in front, I could see his halo. He was the beacon for me. Taking out of this darkness which I had feeling in the morning. Sometimes when we are in despair, just simply being there means that we are wanted. And this lesson stayed with me. I came to Hong Kong. I was president of 2 clubs in the same year. How many presidents in the room? Ex-presidents. It is a lonely stage. It is a lonely place to be. People do not respond. You send them messages, are you going to be my evaluator? Or are you going to be the GE? Or what role are you taking? Where is your pathways? No response. What do? But then I got a message from President Susan from a US club and invited me. I visited her club. On return, I invited her back. She was an experienced Toastmaster of 25 years. Believe me, every time I send her a message, regret or acceptance, I would always get an answer. It was so good because we are working as volunteers. We're trying to help each other, grow together, learn together. But then, why should only the president or the officer be involved in the running? We're all there as the carrying the beacon, carrying the light, creating opportunities. For every opportunity we create is not only for others, but for ourselves. We take up our mental. So, as a leader, I have learned this, and this is my style now. You saw it today. We were in a new place, new setup. Someone has to take up and come forward without worrying. There may be mistakes, but then everyone would feel happy and bright because we started. And as the GE said, we are going to have a long, long session today. So, fellow Toastmasters, my leadership style, I'm never afraid. This is what I learned from my friend Deepak, that we have to be there. We have to make our presence felt. Because that present makes everyone believe that every one of us is wanted. My next birthday, even if I'm lonely, I will never be afraid because I have such a big community of Toastmasters wishing me all the time. Going back today, when I leave this room, I'm sure to carry with me a big beckon, a big hello, because I feel wanted. I feel I've been heard today. Back to you.
Right. Recall correctly, I always respond to your messages, right?
Sometimes a little late, but you do.
We will have the full evaluation now so that memory is fresh. I don't want you with all the fatigue to forget about this speech. Do you have any points of improvement overwrite? Always open. You want to say something?
Oh, yes. Well, I'd like to talk about the positive first. Yes, my name's Carrie. Good acting. You started off with a very depressed look, but then you immediately were so happy when you found that your friend was there, and then you started off with a very personal story, the journey, and you intertwined you included in your speech the word of the day, the meeting theme, and also your project. So it's a very well structured. The only point I'd like to mention for improvement is that because I noticed that Anna raised up the red flag, your conclusion could have stopped there, and you should have taken off that remaining ending words. So actually, your conclusion was fine when Anna put the red flag up.
Now,
I can share some thoughts. So, Bharat, we could see you have a command on the stage. When you were speaking, you had everyone's attention. The room was so quiet. I was turning papers, and Vanessa turned around and looked at me, asking me to stop it.
Sorry.
No, I'm saying you. It shows you are an experienced speaker who can pause, maintain audience attention even at a lower pace, which is something that we all have to learn from. If I have to push yourself further, challenge, I would encourage you to think about how every element of your story empathizes with audience. The starting part where you were very lonely after your parents' loss is something very easy to empathize, right? Everyone can understand it. But when you asked how many of you are president or ex-presidents, I think only one person raised their arm. That probably was a hint that your audience are not going to really understand the challenges you faced as a president, right? On those situations, when you get these hints, you could explore how you could add more narrative so that you could bring audience in the same page as you, help them understand where your challenges were, would bring more depth to your speech. So the first half was very impactful, very strong. We were all into it. Second half, I think empathy element could be improved. Thank you.
Thank you.
anyone else? One last comment. In terms of body movement, I think you have great energy, but was like facing a little bit too much towards the side of the audience. We're not looking at the camera, much less to me on my side. I saw this profile of you for the whole speech. You have your pace, as I mentioned, but it's really good to have some kind of variation. At some point, you lost my attention because I felt bad because there was really not so much variation, and should caught me by surprise at some point. So try to really make sure that you have some variation and vocal variety for your next speech. Okay.
Yeah, everyone's been singing praises, so I'm gonna provide points of improvement that Bharat would really want. My focus would be on the resolution of it. I get a little lost when you were saying how the change came about. Well, first of all, I thought he said, I have me to talk to. So I thought it was self-help that you were relying on. But then as the story went on, it's more like unexpectedly friends will turn up. So then my question is, what kind of solution is that? That you wait for the universe to somehow maybe perhaps show up? So I'm not sure that if that is your point, that is okay too. That I would like you to reiterate that. But it's a bit unclear as to what exactly why we don't have to worry. Maybe you say the universe will prepare, your friends will always turn up, or it's because I have been good to my friends normally, so eventually somebody is going to come back and give back to me. So I was not sure what the solution was, and which is very important because in our speeches we want to bring out the change, and that change has to be very solid and very convincing. So think about that.
Very good. Thank you, Vanessa. Let's move on now for the third speaker. That's Emmy. Emmy has a speech title which is From Fear to Freedom: My Journey Back to Water. She will present the Pathway Presentation Mastery Level 1, Project number 3, Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. He will be evaluated by the evaluator of the night, namely Natalie. The floor is yours.
What if the water that once terrified you became your greatest ally? Dear Toastmasters and fellow guests, today I want to share my personal story about how to learn, about learning how to swim by overcoming my trauma. When I was in my first grade, I was selected for the city diving team. Was it because I was slim? Was it because I could swim very well? No. It was simply because I could run very fast. And in fact, I couldn't swim at all. This filled me with fear. How could a girl that couldn't swim can jump from 10 meters height and plunge into the water? I couldn't imagine. And this is something that I couldn't think of, but still I wanted to try. So I joined the team, and before learning how to dive, we need to practice and do a lot of trainings. And one day, after 20 rounds of running, I was walking alongside the swimming pool, and the swimming pool was empty for cleaning. So I looked down the pool. I was struck by, I couldn't imagine how deep it was, that a 5-meter depth pool felt like. And standing on the edge, standing near the pool is like feeling like being on the edge of a cliff. And my feet trembled. I couldn't stop, and my mind just raced with my thoughts. I couldn't control. And then my tears streamed down. I couldn't imagine. What if I slipped down and fell into the water? I couldn't
I didn't know how to swim. And what if I get choked? What if I get drowned and nobody came to save me? I couldn't handle my fear. And I couldn't even participate in that training anymore. I couldn't even step into the venue. I couldn't. But everything changed when my dad one day took me to a water park. Why? Because the water park there, the water was very shallow as my knees. And after letting me to play for a while, my dad asked me very gently, Emmy, do you want to swim? And I hesitated for a while, but eventually I said yes. And then my dad supported my stomach, and he asked me to encourage me to keep my head up above the water surface. And then he said, stop trying to paddle. It was magical. When I paddled, I could swim. And it took me almost 2 months for me to learn how to swim in that 5-meter depth swimming pool. But my confidence finally was gained in this shallow water, in this water park. And at that time, I realized my trauma was originated from the feeling of not being able to touch the ground because the pool was too deep. And also the overwhelming sight of looking at the deep pool. And to overcome this trauma, we have to find a place that can grow the confidence. So the water park became a sanctuary that I could experiment how to swim without fear. And also my dad's encouragement was crucial because he encouraged me how to do what I could do instead of what I feared. And as I persevered, I could gradually try deeper pools. And even in high school, I participated in the swimming competition. And I changed from a terrified little girl to a swimmer who could compete. In sharing this story, my dear Toastmasters and fellow guests, I hope to inspire you to confront your own fears, no matter how deep they are. And it's okay that you start from the shallow water, but what it matters is that you have to take the first step. And now, I still don't dare to jump from 10 meters. But it's okay because it's not my trauma anymore.
One more applause, please.
But overcoming your fears. About that jump, you might want to take some experience from Harry over here. He jumped from the Macau Tower, so he knows a lot about that. We will skip the minute of silence and we will jump right into the guest introductions because we're quite late and I want to make sure that we all have time to eat tonight. Irene, Area H2 Director, can you please come on stage? Can you introduce the guests?
We have one. I want to see it.
Thank you, Arthur.
Thank you. May I have the pleasure to invite all our guests to stand up? Also, you are, right? Okay, so, first of all, everyone. Welcome every one of you to our meeting. And I would like, first of all, to hear your name. Second thing is why you're here. And one thing, and okay, maybe that's all because time is limited. So first of all, Vanessa.
You have heard enough from me, so let's move on.
Okay, next.
Yes.
Your name. Yes. And why you're here.
New fan, and
Nui.
I am a new member. This is my first Toastmasters.
Woo!
I'm really not with them much. I'm really good at the event. It's lovely to be here. So nice meeting you.
The first time I see you, so I have to shake your hands.
Thank you so much.
What's your name?
Happy to meet you. Next
Nui.
one. Nui, yes.
My name is Manju. I'm the president of Toastmasters Club. Lovely to be here for Founders Toastmasters in the new venue. Nice to meet all the veteran Toastmasters.
Please be seated. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Jessie and I just got a invitation from Jordan and I am here to connect with more people here. Excellent.
Are you from any club?
No, haven't.
You are not a Toastmaster.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, not Toastmaster. Okay. Next one, please be seated.
Hello everyone,
Yeah.
my name is Harsh Barnawal. I invited by Bharatji and I was a part of Toastmaster Club in India and I landed in Hong Kong, so I decided let's explore other clubs in Hong Kong.
Can you spell your name?
Harsh, H-R-S-H.
H
A-R-S-H.
K
H-A. R-S-H.
S-H.
Harsh.
Okay. You are from India,
Yeah.
Toastmaster.
Yeah, I was a part of Toastmaster Club in India.
In India.
Well,
Okay.
welcome, Harsh.
Thank you.
Harsh means a happy person.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one.
Hi, my name is Carrie and I'm from Achievers Toastmasters Club and I was invited by Josie to come here. It's part of my learning process and I really appreciate this opportunity to come here and to fill in my role as the table topics evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Hi everyone, I'm Olivia.
Olivia.
And because I come here because my present South American was like come is going to go, so I'm certain come John. So yes.
Welcome.
Because I joined Toastmaster 2005, but I still have to coach or club member. It's not finished to be my DTM, so I still stay in Toastmaster. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
This is the right place for you. Okay. Enjoy. Yes. Next one, please.
Hello everyone, I'm Ram. I'm here to do a workshop on success through executive presence. I'm kindly invited me. Thank you for the opportunity, Arun, and I'm looking forward to this session.
Thank you, Ram.
Welcome, Ram.
So happy to be here.
Thank you.
I'm Ida President of Calvary Toastmasters Club and was invited by Josie as account to.
Thank you. Okay. Welcome, Ida.
Hi, this is Nancy from Central, invited by Josie to be the evaluator.
Thank you. You're from the central, right? Okay, good. Are you? You're not president.
She is the president.
You're the president. Okay, good. The president. So we have two presidents here now. Okay, welcome everyone. Yes, I'm Paulo Toastmasters. Paulo, yes. I received the agenda tonight from Stephanie from she suggest me to come here to
Thank you.
welcome
Thank you,
Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Yes, we see each other, we know each other very well. Okay, that's all. So I'll pass the stage back to Irene. Sorry. Who?
I'm a member.
Oh, Simon. Simon is welcome, Simon.
Thank you. Well, now here's the main event of the evening. We will welcome on stage a senior leader, at an international bank with global presence. Service Hong Kong and Shanghai, part of their initials of stay. Is an experienced public speaker from Wavefront Toastmasters, and is also a passionate mentor committed to help develop the most generation of leaders. So, with his workshop, Success through Executive Presence, please welcome on stage, Ram Rayappan.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I hope the people in the Zoom can hear me. I'm going to hold on to my paper, so please bear with me. I'm really looking forward to the session. And again, thank you, Aaron, for inviting me here today. Thank you. Emmy, could you go on to the first page, the next page, please? I want to set the context for today's workshop by showing a scenario to you, right? You could read what's on the screen. You could also listen to me. Let me give you the context. It's Friday evening, 5:30 p.m. You're looking at the bottom right-hand corner of your monitor. You're waiting for 6 o'clock, ready to leave office, ready to enjoy the weekend that's ahead of you. And then your boss walks in, stands next to you, arms folded, very serious. Ram, I want this competitor analysis by Monday morning at us. Can you leave it at 9 o'clock? Is that okay? Very stern face. I look at him. This is the scenario, right? Stay with the scenario. We are going to go through the scenario. Imagine this, something very similar you would face, some stressful situation that you recently went through. All right. What's today's topic? Today's topic is about executive presence. So what is executive presence? Imagine if you could generate this idea in your audience mind, in the mind of people in front of you, that you are the person for the job. You can take your team through a very dire circumstance. You can turn around the situation. When you can generate this thought, the people in front of you, then you have executive presence. And today's session is going to be about how you could build and nurture the executive presence that is you. Right? Let's move on, Emmy. 2 pages, please. If executive presence is all about what you're going to generate in someone else's mind, how are we going to do it? Right? Do not fear. You're going to master it in the next 20 minutes. Key elements at least. Let's move on one more page. When it comes to executive presence, there are 2 key elements. The first, most critical element is gravitas. I'm going to explain to you what gravitas is in a moment. And the next one is everything else. Your communication, your appearance, whatnot, everything else. And as you could see in the presentation, gravitas is the elephant in the room. It takes the lion's share of executive presence. So what is this gravitas? Right? What is this gravitas? Gravitas is when you can command respect and trust from the people in front of you. I repeat, gravitas is when you can command respect and trust from the people in front of you. When situations are out of control, people trust you, that's the question you should be asking. If they do, you have gravitas. So how do we grow and nurture gravitas? In today's session, we are going to focus on gravitas element of executive presence because you are all Toastmasters or would-be Toastmasters. You are here to hone your communication skills, which is the next element. So we are going to focus our entire time on gravitas. In today's session, I'm going to show you what's the foundation layer for gravitas and 3 critical pillars that will help you build your gravitas. So what's the foundation? Right? Very simple, the most obvious thing. If you want to command respect, you should know your stuff. You should be the subject matter expert in your area. You should know your content goal. Can you go 6 questions deep on the topic you're going to speak about? And that is showcasing your subject matter expertise. Now that we have got out of our way, you know that subject matter expertise is the foundation. I'll move on to the first pillar. Okay, Amy, we could move forward 2 more pages. The first pillar, grace under fire. All right. Now I want you to go back to the scenario we started at the beginning of the session. You are sitting 5:30 p.m. in your office, ready to leave, and your boss is there demanding you to work very long hours and finish the presentation and make it available 9 a.m. in the morning. Have you been in similar stressful situations? Can I have a raise of hands? Well, a lot of people. All right. And if you notice the first pillar, it is grace under fire. Can you be calm under stressful situation? That's the question. And I'm going to give you 2 tools that you could use to be calm and graceful in stressful situations. The first one is acknowledge that things are not going to be black and white. Have you heard this famous saying, nothing in the world is black and white except us? It is true in many instances. We are going to have complex situations. It's not going to be in this way. You have to acknowledge it's not being complex. The moment you bring it to your attention that the situation is going to be complex, it reduces a lot of stress. You are ready to handle the situation. Second tool. The second tool is think about what you want in 6 months from now, in 12 months from now, right? How is the current complex situation going to influence what you want in 6 months from now or 12 months from now? And once you know what you really want, it will help you decide what plan of action you should take forward. Okay, I'll recap. The first pillar in gravitas is being graceful under fire, being calm under stress. And you could do that with 2 simple tools. Acknowledge the situation is going to be complex. Number 2, think about what you really want in 6 months and 1 year. Now, I want you to dwell a little bit deeper on self-introspection, right? Amy, could you go 1 page forward, please? Think about a recent stressful situation you faced in your life, right? It could be with your girlfriend or a boyfriend, your spouse, your boss, some colleague, or someone in the government, right? How did you handle the situation? Are you graceful? Take a moment to think, and if you can, write it down on paper as part of it. The more you're willing to revisit how you acted, the easier it will be to manage similar situations in the future. I noticed some of you are writing. Thank you. Now, let's move on to the next stage. The next pillar in executive presence. Amy, could you move 1 page forward? The next one is showing empathy under stress. If you were thinking through the tools I told you earlier, acknowledging that things are complex, that thinking about what you really want, some of you may have already realized that it's not sufficient to handle a complex situation. And that is where the second pillar comes into play. And it is empathy. Empathy is our willingness, ability, and then sometimes intelligence to think about what the person in front of us wants. It's not always about us. Specifically, when we are under stress, we are too focused on what we want. There is the spotlight effect. We are the most important person in the room, and we want to get it done. But most successful people who display executive presence are willing to show empathy. And how do you show that, right? Again, 2 simple tools. The first tool is very simple. In pillar 1, you acknowledged that things are going to be complex. Now, you're going to acknowledge that what the other person is feeling. And it gets even better if you could do it out loud. If in the scenario we started, right? If I said, boss, I understand you are under stress. You want this on Monday morning. I acknowledge you have a critical problem at this stage, right? So then my boss knows that I have listened very specifically what he wants. Now, the second key element is after you acknowledge, you are going to state what you want out of the situation, right? You probably want a promotion in 6 months from now, or you're looking for work-life balance. It could be anything, right? And then you're going to say what you want. But after you say, it's where the second tool comes in handy. You are going to actively listen to what the other person says. Active listening is paying attention to everything they say and not waiting for them to stop speaking so that you can respond. Repeat. Active listening is paying full attention to everything they say and not waiting for them to finish speaking so that you can respond. Okay. You have to trust your brain, your intelligence, that you can still think of a proper response after they finish. Right? You don't have to rush to respond. Okay. To recap, the second pillar is empathy under stress. Empathy is willingness to think about what the other person wants. 2 tools. 1, acknowledge what the other person wants out loud. And after you state what you want, you need to actively listen. Right? Now, Amy, could you move on to the next page? Again, I want you to take a few seconds, right? In the first scenario, you thought about a dire situation and how you handled it. Did you handle it with grace or not? Now, if you can, think about the same situation and think what were your thought process? Were you thinking about you? Were you thinking about what you wanted? Or were you open to listening what the other person also wanted? When you are open to thinking what the other person wants, the situation de-escalates. They are at the negotiation table, good move forward. And pause for 10 seconds for that. I want your attention back here in the session. When you're thinking about complex situations, you could go into a spiral of thoughts. So let's get back. We are speaking about the executive presence, gravitas, the elephant in the room. We looked at 2 pillars. The first pillar was being graceful under stress. The second one was showing empathy under stress. If you notice that there is a kind of theme, executive presence is how you handle yourself under stressful situation. It's not about how you handle yourself when everything is going happy and good, right? It's about how you handle under dire circumstances. Now, the last piece, it's again a very critical element to showcase your executive presence, to showcase you as a leader. If we could move on to the next page, it is walking your talk, right? While it is very easy to say, oh, come on, I know this. We have to walk our talk. What's in here, right? But if you are willing to self-introspect every action of yours against your core values, then most of us will recognize we are all the hypocrites, right? We don't really live by every value speak about. Right? Your core values could be integrity, it could be courage, it could be about conserving the environment. But are you living through all of them, or just calling them because it gives you a good brand? What typically happens is when you are under stressful situations, your real core value comes up, right? Now, I'll give you a classic magnanimous example. Marissa Mayers, the Yahoo CEO, back in 2012 to 2017, right? She was handling Yahoo during a very difficult situation. This was the time when Yahoo was on the verge of bankruptcy, and she was the lady turn around the company. She was brought in to turn around the company. And within a few years, she realized people are working from home. They are distracted. They have too many domestic things to handle, and they are not focused on the job. So she took this brave decision. She said, from next week, I want every single employee to be back in office, work from office. I don't want you to pay attention to your children during work hours. I don't want you to be thinking about your domestic affairs during work hours. I want you to pay attention to your work. She received a critical uprise. Everyone in the market said, wow, this shows who a leader is. She's willing to take bold decision under stressful situations. Everyone thought Yahoo was well done. But did it? You know what happened a few months later? The news leaked. This courageous CEO who said everyone should be back to office, should start focusing only on work, built an exclusive room next to her CEO office. That was for her nanny to take care of her baby during office hours. Right? Heights of hypocrisy. Right? What I'm trying to say is this probably is a very extreme example, right? But in many cases, if we are willing to prospect, we don't really live by all our values that we tell our friends, we tell our families, we tell our bosses, we tell our team members, right? And for a true leader to come out shining, for a leader to show executive presence, they will have to show that they live by their values. And at this moment, again, I want you to get into this third self-introspection. I'm going to pause for a few seconds. I want you to write your top 3 values. Okay, not one. Top 3 values. Take the time, write that. Whatever comes to your mind, if you don't have standard values, write down what are your top 3 values. I'll pause for 15 seconds. I could see most of you have written your values. Now, critically think if you have lived by all those 3 values during the last 1 week. Okay, this is not your whole lifespan, right? Just last 1 week. Have you lived by these values? Have you been true to yourself? Are there gaps between what you really want and what you are? Think about how you behaved at work, with your friends, your family, and when you are by yourself. Did you follow all your values? The reason why I want you to do this self-introspection is if you are not living by your values, if you are not staying true to them, it will come out under stressful situation. And what it means is, it doesn't mean you don't have executive presence. It means you have areas you have to pay attention. What are you going to do with executive presence? Okay. With that, I would like to do two things. One, I will quickly wrap up by quickly recalling everything I said so that it stays in your memory for a longer time. And 2, I'll tell you why this session could be very handy for you in future and help you improve executive presence. Quick recap. I started by explaining what executive presence is. It's ability to generate these emotions in people around you. If you are the person for the job, you can handle that situation and turn things around. So what is this magical thing that you could create another person's mind on? So most research reveals executive presence is all about 2 critical elements. One is gravitas, and the other one is everything else, communication, appearance, whatnot. So what is this gravitas? Gravitas is when you could create trust and respect in the people around you, right? They really trust you as a leader. And how do we build gravitas? Gravitas is built through a foundation, 3 critical pillars. So foundation is being a subject matter expert in the area you want to be, knowing your content goal, ability to go 6 questions deep with what topic you want to speak about. Then you moved on to the 3 pillars. The first pillar was being calmful and being graceful under fire. Can you be calm when the person who is probably you're most jealous of, who doesn't really like you, is next to you, and hear that from negotiating with you, right? Can you be graceful under fire? 2 tools for being graceful. Think about what your objectives are, what do you want to accomplish in 6 months from now, 12 months from now, and how this action is going to impact your objective. And 2, acknowledge things are going to be complex. We are not kids anymore, things are going to be black. Then we moved on to the second pillar. The second pillar was empathy under stress. Showing empathy is all about willingness to think about the person in front of you. And you could do that by doing two things. One, out loud acknowledge what the other person feels. That will help de-escalate the situation. And once you state what you want, be willing to lend an ear and listen to what they are saying. Listen to every single thing they're saying and not be hurried to speak what you want to say. Then we moved on to the third pillar. It's about walking your talk. We often think others are hypocrites, but when we are willing to self-introspect, we often don't hold to or live up to the standards on every value we hold dear to us. So take time to acknowledge that there are gaps you could fill. And if you are willing to actively work towards them, you would really truly live by your values and you would be seen as a leader with executive presence. Okay. That was a quick wrap up. And now I'm going to tell you why this session could be very helpful for you in your life in the future. Most of you, or I think all of you, should know about McDonald's. In the US, it is very common for the McDonald's staff to be shouted at by the customers, right? Very rude customers. And McDonald's, as an employer, do not want their employees crying, running off of their jobs day to day. And you know what they do? How do they manage these situations? They cannot control the customers. Customers are going to shut down. So when the employees are onboarded, they go through these training sessions where there are mock drills, like you would have a mock drill for firefighting, right? Like in your office, there would be mock drills where their own staff would come and shout at the new joiners so that they are prepared emotionally to handle those situations. So the moment you know that this is how you are going to be looking at when you are on the job and you have the tools you need to face those situations, it becomes much easier. I'm not going to say it's going to be a cakewalk, but I'm saying it's going to be much easier. And you could get the presentation from Bharat. You could look for executive presence in Google. There are so many research papers, there are books, but more or less all of them say the same. You will have to be graceful under fire. You must show empathy and you must walk your talk. With that, I would like to thank all of you patiently listening to me.
Now we will have a quick break. Oh, thank you. We skip this one and we keep the break if you don't mind. We're gonna have a quick break for 2 to 3 minutes, okay? And we'll move on with the second part of the meeting. Thank you.
When you give very useful you're going to go think about why money to make everything that I am doing. By moving my arm, the related speech or is that this
What we could have done is we could have closed this computer. We would have fixed it on and everyone would have been this side, facing that. The flag would have been there and the speaker.
Is that working better or not?
Better, she said. But next time we'll.
Thank you. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. I've had way too many calories.
And just say that this.
Yeah.
They know me. Welcome.
Yes, I'm an Aussie.
Yes,
Hello, Muslim. See me out Melbourne.
Great, like, I just said,
Cool.
we actually knew each other on another senior program. And so I was one of the teachers get PhD and Tracy is one of
Yes.
I'm over
There is another speaking club in Hong Kong called Hong Kong Schools. Yeah, they also teach storytelling.
Mine is more about getting up on stage and not making my whole life stall as well. So the last one we did like.
Yeah, but I can't really. Since I can't sleep, my work, I do that similar admin to. That's why. They have quite.
So yeah, mine.
Yeah, and still do
Yeah, it was a reason
because I paid, I changed it. I still have time. No, I don't know about, like, I work in a bank, so I don't know about platform.
I mean,
he asked me about I don't
the thing is,
Sorry, everyone.
So much. JP Morgan. Not even better than JP Morgan.
please take seats. Yeah, you're all good. That's the second half. Second half of the meeting, and we will have these evaluation sessions and the tag team report. First, I want to go with you, TM Choi, all the way from Rotterdam. Thanks for sacrificing your lunch break for us. You will evaluate Blanche speech that was embracing the unexpected. Please, TM Choi, stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. And of course, Blanche, thank you for your speech. Yeah, your project was to pay attention to vocal variety and body language. And I think that you did a very good job. You made use of the stage. You were looking at the audience and you had hand gestures. I missed some eye contact as Zoom audience. So it's always hard to have these hybrid meetings, but yeah, try to also pay attention to that. I really love that you use props. You had a tissue in your pocket, which you took out to, yes, to emphasize the situation that you had a stone in a tissue that you received from your grandma. That was really nice. Your presence is very charming. So, yeah, it's already natural that you draw the attention to yourself with a pleasant voice and a good speed in your speaking. Um, yeah, those are very good points. Point of improvements. I think the message is really beautiful. It's a live message that everyone can use, which is to appreciate a person when that person is still there. You never know what the future brings, and someone you love can, be away, and to have something to symbolize that person in your life and to remember is a beautiful message. So that's, I think that the message got a little bit lost. So it's a good idea to reframe it again at the end, which is also touching on my second point of improvement, and that's the flow of your speech. So because it's a speech and not just a story you're spontaneously telling, it should have a beginning, middle part, and a conclusion. And in the conclusion, it would have been nice to have that message. I understand that. Uh, the question in the beginning was your introduction, and then the story with your grandma was the middle part. But the flow, you can work on that. But overall, very pleasant and relatable story. So I'm sure you will persevere. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. Then we should have had while we were in the right that you have turn and move on to the evaluation of the night. It is yours. She will evaluate Emmy's speech.
Good evening, everybody. This is Natalie, and I'm going to evaluate. Anyways, I think first of all, Emmy picked a very good topic. Who has the experience of learning and overcoming that fear of water or just going to swim? Anyone? Yes. So actually, I thought she made a very beginning. Of the moment you connected. And the other thing is that very good. Yeah, and story better. But to be a good swimmer, there are three important elements that make it more dramatic next time. So for example, when you mentioned your legs are shaking, instead of standing still here, you could do like, my legs are shaking. So basically we can feel how nervous or how nervous you were at the time.
And also with your facial expression as well. You looked very calm here, and then you think was that, oh, it was so magical. But then you could actually use your facial expression wisely and say, oh, it was magical, so that we could actually feel your excitement of how you managed to overcome the trauma. And the third one is eye contact. I noticed that you had really good eye contact at the very beginning. And then moving towards the middle to the last part of your speech, maybe you're starting to get nervous because I feel like you were probably trying to look at what's in your mind, then you try to look elsewhere or look at the ceiling. So next time I would challenge you to try to imagine you are splitting the audience into 3 sections, and then you could do it like 1, 2, 3, and then back 3, 2, 1. So that would actually give you a very systematic way of maintaining eye contact and then and also covering most of the audience here as well. But overall, great speech and good first step as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Natalie. Going next, we should have had the table topics, but due to the lack of time, it was not possible to entertain it. Do you want to say something about it? So we're gonna move to the acting report. First, the timer. That was Nitya, all the way from Bangalore. Are you here? We cannot see you. Nitya, bang. Nitya, are you still there?
Maybe Anna can give a timer.
Okay, Anna, please.
Good evening, everyone. I am your timer for tonight. Because today we have new timers here, and it is for branch beach is only using 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm sorry for the timing signal. I'm sorry for the timing signal. And Barrett is using 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And then for the thorough evaluation for Barrett is 5 minutes 30 seconds. For Amy is 7 minutes and 3 seconds. And for the guest introduction, Irene, it is 5 minutes and 3 seconds. For the workshop, we are just using 21 minutes and 34 seconds. And then for the evaluation, Troy, you're using 2 minutes and 25 seconds. And for Natalie, you're using 3 minutes and 13 seconds. So for the timers, I think next time we can do it better is that we have a Zoom timers and we have a physical timers right here, so it can help each other. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Then we're gonna move on with the icon report. Ivan, please.
I can't hear much in sound because both of you speak very fluent and smooth. So I've only heard that Ross only 2 time and Emily we got X time. The rest I can't hear any. So give you a break around Fox. So thank you.
Okay. And finally, we will have the grammarian. That is Manchu. Manchu is a professional engineer turned into a professional coach with social impact. Please, Manchu, come on stage.
My role today is to be the grammarian. So grammarian is often represented as language evaluator. When we say language, it is about how the language makes us feel, what we hear, what we feel, and also about what we see in our mind when we hear the language. So I would like to present my report on this ground. The opening speaker, Bharat, said about prudent about something. That was a very apt usage at that moment. So it helped me create that alert in my mind. Prudent. The prepared speaker embracing an unexpected gift. Embracing an unexpected gift. There is a slight rhyme, and I was curious. It created curiosity in my mind. Tiny, cute little thing, a suspense, created a suspense, and I was eager. What is coming out of the tissue paper? A simple stone. What a simple adjective you could use. So I really liked how you exercised the grammar and the impact of language. Next speaker, Bharat. His speech name, halo, itself created a visual impact. I was imagining a halo around him. And then he created, I don't know what is called in the language, is it a metaphor? By saying, halo, presence of another person for giving. And when you have that person, you get the receiving. So he mentioned, big halo means I feel wanted, I feel heard. So the giving and receiving impact was very well heard in the word halo. I really liked it. Emmy had a number of situations. A little girl to a fearless swimmer. So that was very impactful. I could really follow the summary of your whole speech in that. Confronting your fears was a very powerful term. I think you can probably move your speech title to that. Ram, you had a number of them, so that makes your speech very easy to understand. I will remember all of them. Gravitas itself gives a lot of presence. Elephant in the room. How many of us know elephant in the room? Yeah, few of you, but it's a very powerful usage. Elephant. Something that is very obviously the problem, but it's not very visible. The big problem that's ignored or not visible. So very highly used in this kind of situations in the workplace. Elephant in the room take the lion's share. Elephant in the room takes the lion's share. Calm under stress, raise under fire. How you repeat that? Nothing in the world between black and white except pandas. Very nice. So listening, so poetic workshop. And so painful attention. I would call it an oxymoron. Oxymoron is attention, we like to do it well, but painful, something opposite that we don't want to be. Rush to respond, rhyming, alliteration, walk the talk, a number of them. I really enjoyed your speech. And Jordan also trying to, or Jordan, the Toastmaster, they're trying to always match with the next speaker. He said unexpected speech, pleasant surprises. So I liked your transitions. So overall, it was a great experience today's meeting, except that the word persevere is not used. So shall we make few examples before we part for the peak of the learning? Yes, but
I used.
yeah, thank you. I was very focused in the hello. Can one of you make? So let's make at least a word count of 3. Persevere. Anybody wants to make a sentence out of the word persevere?
It was very tough getting here, but I persevered.
Fantastic. Something from the side.
It's been a tough day for me, but like through perseverance, we can still achieve great outcomes.
Thank you. So I persevere to be a good grammarian, though it's a tough job. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We've been quite severe with our speakers when it comes to the usage of the word persevere. There is a QR code on the back of the sheet. Please scan it, and you have 1 minute to vote for the best speakers and the best evaluators. Let's make it fast so that we have this side of the stage for general evaluation. While you are voting, I will introduce the next speaker. Our next speaker always has some colorful speech. Voice presence and voice projection is second to none. Former world semi-finalist in the USA, ex-Hong Kong achievers as well. And I don't know if during your free time or your main job, but the opera singer, right? It is my honor to introduce on stage Miss Vanessa Lee.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much. The January evaluators, as I said, we comment on everything. And there, one of the fantastic examples is, as the TME, you want to lead the applause. Yes.
Thank you.
So some of the members in the audience out with that. But let us remember that when we're on stage, you lead the applause. When you're on stage, you are responsible for creating the atmosphere. So you seize the opportunity to create that. Simple. But leading the applause. I love the theme tonight about being executively present. So I'm going to comment on everything. I'm trying to cover everything. Let's talk about preparations. I want to tell you how much hard work that Josie James had done before the meeting. We worked to and fro about how the poster should be and all the details of it. That is great. And then when we are here, you can actually see physically how Bharat runs around every single time to set up the meeting. So let's have a round of applause. I'm grateful for all the work that everyone has been chipping in. Yes. So I want to mention the enthusiasm. In opportunities, you need to be enthusiastic about it, or else you won't see the opportunity. So I love how our speaker has been saying, what do you want? Not 5 years from now, but what do you want from this particular meeting? How you come to the meeting with expectations. And when you get just a piece of stone, can you turn around and look at it from a different perspective? So thank you very much for offering new perspectives tonight. I enjoyed all the speeches. And I want to be specific in saying, in commenting, the facilitators. Well, when we had problem with the timer and Nithya was there and she was trying to help, and I love how Annie she totally showed her executive presence by taking charge. And maybe that is something for you to consider for the timer in the future. Do we always have a physical one, or how you can coordinate that? That is a great learning. And I love how our grammarian, she took the opportunity to get somebody to make a sentence right on the spot. I love how everything's being applied. In a workshop, we are supposed to listen to the example and then think about, reflect on your own situation. Isn't that great? I just love the application of it. So let's all learn from that. We move on to our counter. Now, either you want to be executively present because you gave us a report, but did we get to know her? We know she's timid, she's quiet. But we as Toastmasters, we come here to learn. But how can we improve on the executive presence of being merely a timer or any facilitator, a timer or our counter? How do you make sure that people know you exist and give the opportunity for others to get to know you? Very often, you just have to focus on, why are you here? Why did you take up the role? What is this role? What is the meaning of this role to you? Yeah? Why did you want to be the timer?
Helping out with the timer because she's new. So
why do you think our counting is important?
Because too much and can the feedback can affect your
performance in speech. So when I count all those RV work, the audience knew that what happened to in their speech, so they make correctly in future.
Now, if Ida had said that in her report, wouldn't you feel more connected? And you'll understand her point of view, yes? Because we know we got the idea, or we have our own idea about the role, but we always are interested in that particular person, like tonight would be you. What is that to you? So you understand that, you understand your own point of view, and then you let the audience know what is that to them. Why is timing important? Why is accounting important? Yes? So the facilitators we have covered. Fantastic. We can move on to the evaluators. Evaluation is so important, isn't it? And I love how Jordan took charge, really made his presence known by having the floor evaluation right after Bharat's speech. What's the benefit of that?
The score is fresh. The
Exactly.
people can
Yes, so we remember it right away. And of course, if we have the evaluation after the break, what is the benefit of that?
More time for.
Exactly. So there are always pros and cons for doing it differently. And as Toastmasters, we just have to make sure that we communicate well. Well, like today, I choose to do this because of that, and so on. So the explanation always helps. Don't forget that you are giving the audience a chance to get to know you as well. And at that point, let's go to the evaluators. What do I know about Choi? I remember her from previous online meetings. And tonight I get to know her even more in how she presented her evaluation speech. It was very logical. Recall? Yeah, it was very logical. And she was very calm as well, yes? And it's like point form, bullet forms. Point number one, the props, the presence, charming, and then the message, the flow. Yes. So we all form our own opinion about the speaker. But to me, she's a very logical and calm person. Now, I timed it because timing is so important. She only used 2 minutes, 23 seconds. Meaning what? She has a whole minute left. At least half a minute for the red light, where red light comes on. Yes? But what does that mean? See, we contestants, when we have evaluation contests, we always overrun. We never have enough time. And yet she has a whole minute left. What is missing? Now, if you want to win evaluation contests, which I have won a number, you need to structure it very well. Any structure is okay. Bullet point is a structure, but would it stick? Not really. Yes? So you need a story, or you need some kind of metaphor to throw them together, to thread them together. Yes? So I challenge Choi to not only think of the point forms, group it into some way for easy digestion. And moreover, you want to be remembered. So come up with some kind of idea to thread them through so that people can remember. And the other thing that is very important that people seem to be missing, especially like tonight's evaluation, there was no conclusion. And there, let us learn from our workshop speaker. That workshop is one of the very rare and few workshops that I heard so many repetitions. And yet, did you feel he was repeating too much? No. Why? Geez, no, he repeated it, 3, 4, 5 times. And yet we were very happy to hear the repeats. Why? Have we asked ourselves, why are repeats not boring? Number one, did you notice it was so well structured? Very strong framework. And then from one big title, there are 2 little points. The next big title, 3 little points. So very easily grouped together. And at each section, we repeated it. What does that tell us? Don't be afraid of repetitions. Especially in evaluation contests, you definitely need a conclusion because that counts for 15%. All these judges should bear that in mind. No conclusion, that guy should even win. Because 15, you know why? Because when you have to leave room for the conclusion, and the conclusion is not easy because you repeat in a different way. You repeat with a new angle, new words. That is the most difficult part. So you have to save time for the conclusion. You have to repeat it differently. So conclusions are actually very, very difficult. So I challenge everyone to work on your conclusions. Now, learn from our workshop stage how to repeat without boring people and yet keep reminding. And I know my time's up, so I shall end on talking about Natalie on Emmy. As I said, I time your speeches. Natalie uses 30 seconds out of 3.5 minutes. 30 seconds to say good things. Pick a good topic. Yes. And then move on to tell all the points of improvement, which is great. But when it is on the stage, that is not very encouraging to her. But I do love all these specific examples. And I say you can even push it to the wall. Because why? This is about body language, yes? You don't even have to say something. Yes, so push it even more. I encourage everyone to be actors and actresses. Go beyond your normal means. So I love all the demonstration. That is exactly how it should be. And also she has good framework of talking about speed, posture, facial, eye contact. Again, they are bullet points. Perfect for normal meeting. Not fantastic when you have to go for contests. So you have all these points, string them together somehow, some way. And that is why some win and some have all the points, but it's not presented well. And finally, thank you very much for the grammar. Again, she demonstrated the application part. She has everyone to come up with a sentence right away. So I don't have time for that, but please, I love how we manage to apply everything and have the repetition in your own mind and apply it at your time. Thank you. Thank you. Would like to have the final word.
Well, Madam President, that's your time to come on stage before the meeting is adjourned. Please come on stage to give the
Okay, so we would like to honor the presence and participation of everyone here tonight. Do we have the results of the voting, please? Irene, can you assist for a second, please? Why does it say prepared speech, Josie James? No. So what is it? You can come with me. All right, so we it's all encrypted, so Emmy here will be unraveling for us.
For prepared speakers, the best prepared speakers, all the three speakers got the same votes.
I didn't vote. Should I have the last vote?
Yeah.
So that is so difficult.
So that would be
Yes,
Blanche,
yes.
Bharat, and Emmy.
I thought Bharat did very well because he was touching and he had a very strong structure with a conclusion. So Bharat.
Thank you very much. Well done. All right, it's worth it. It's all worth it, the trip. All right, thank you, everyone. Next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Best evaluator, it's Natalie.
Yay! Natalie, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm so.
Give me a second.
Yeah. 1, 2.
Maybe not block the flat. Can't tell. Yes, yes.
Split.
Irene, move a little more. Perfect. Perfect.
All right.
Yes. Okay.
Here. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Maybe correct. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Natalie.
It's another award of facility.
Okay.
Yes.
And then one more, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And the best facilitator is Manju Grammarian.
Manju, congratulations. Okay, here. 1. One more. 1. Okay, we can take more photos later, so we just try to go with. All right. So may I just present all the thank you for all our participants for tonight. First of all, I would like to thank the Toastmaster of the meeting, Jordan.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for being together. Afterwards.
You don't want to block the flat, yeah?
Oh. How can I do this?
Alright, so I
Yeah,
do
you
this,
give me a
right.
crack, yeah. What should we for that?
He's persevering.
Good one.
Okay.
Put it away. It's a spot up there.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that harsh?
1. Here, 1, 2.
Thank you. All right. Next, may we have Italy, our ad counter. Italy, yes. Thank you so much.
All right. Josie, I need you.
Oh, sorry.
All right. 1.
Okay. Next, Manju. Another one. This is for what? For grammarian. Yes.
Here, Josie, I need you. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Actually, Cock. Woo! Our best evaluation.
Okay. 1, 2. Maybe you need to move a bit. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Right.
Thank you.
Are there many? Should we do that together?
How about just with the. Thank you, Ryan. Learned a lot. It was a wonderful day.
All right. One, 2. Okay.
Thank you. So not least, Vanessa Lee, our January. All right, big round of applause. All right, and then not. Still persevering.
Okay. Here. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So because we're running out of time, so this is the moment we conclude. But after the official conclusion, we would like to have a quick induction of our new members since they are already here, and we appreciate that they persevered and came through for us with our deadline September 30th. So we would like to honor that as well. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So group photo first? Yes. Okay, how about
we'll stand beside and I'll bring this one.
And
Yes.
also our online.
Yeah, so we stand there, right next to the.
I had to do what I had to do.
Because we have.
Excellent, well done. So how do we do? Yeah, you can
We sit, some of us sit, sit. The young ones can lie on the floor.
Well, they're not going to lie on the floor.
Take the chair and sit there.
No, it's okay. It's the.
No, everyone will at least walk.
We sit down.
When we
We'll all sit down.
around,
Sit down.
pretend to be the young one.
Yes, yes.
And I would like to be in between the two beautiful ladies.
Oh, okay.
And there would be President Joshi behind me.
All right. I will be your hold.
I will be your halo.
Oh.
When I you don't want to.
I would have had that.
Don't want to block.
All right, so not blocking our. All right.
Come everyone, come here. Please.
But,
Either you can sit here. Harsh, come here. Sit down.
Like that.
Olivia,
Oh, yeah.
come this side.
Anna, maybe.
Next to.
Anna, maybe higher so you can get the.
So everyone is there.
Everyone's there?
Yeah, look at me.
Hi, looking at you. All right. Smile, big smiles.
One more. 1, 2, 3.
And turn around and take a selfie.
Turn around.
Push to that.
Okay.
Somebody like
Jordan.
Hey, don't stand on the chair.
Oh, of course, you bet I will.
G.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, boss.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That's what thought of the day. Is it okay?
Good stuff.
All right, if anyone would like to stay on for our short induction for our brand new members, some for the very first time and some are
we will have some
existing.
refreshments over there.
We that first one?
Yes.
I want to retain the hands. Refreshments and the toast.
So guys, please help us close the chairs. Anna, please guide them where to keep the chairs. Hi, Troy, we're shutting down. We'll talk later.
Nitya, please stay on the line.
Don't shut down because we need Nitya. We need Nitya to on the member induction, please. Just few minutes. Hello, everyone. Harsh, come here. Let's keep our audience.
Yeah.
My great evaluation. It was like a workshop on how to evaluate.
So Troy, Nitya is in India and Troy is in Netherlands. So you're both going to be online members of the club.
No, this is the first time. I asked on this subject. Yeah, GAP, graduate information. Yes. Sometimes achievers like me, they ask me to go to join. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm all over that. How are you doing? Nice.